let's talk about, the Giants are from San Francisco, so I'm gonna just call this Giants segment possibly Fade to Black. We are
Referencing the Metallica
the
song.
classic
We're also
Metallica
from San
song.
Francisco.
That's right. Only
Connect the dots.
355 days till I see Metallica because I had to buy my tickets 2 years in
Oh my
advance for this
god!
world tour at
Wow.
Soldier Field. 2 nights of unrepeated music, 2 unique sets over
Oh,
2
dude,
nights.
that's
I'm
cool.
so excited. I got to keep that energy for only 355 more days. But let's get to something not so good in San Francisco, and that's the Giants over the last 14 days.
Barely hanging on in the A-hole standings. You're a half game ahead of the Cubs as we speak.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, this series coming up in what are we at today? The 21st.
21st, yes.
Yeah, we're about 10 days out from the Giants coming into Wrigley Field. Actually,
Oh,
I think it's the Monday of Labor Day they come in, so it's a little over that.
I forgot about
Um,
that.
Luckily, I guess the Cubs aren't selling tickets even though they've been winning because there's some Groupon tickets in the 400 level for only $24 behind home plate. I might get those for the
Holy
Tuesday night
shit.
game. Yeah,
Groupon? I didn't even know Groupon was still around, but
yeah. I'm like, who
jump on
knew?
that.
Yeah,
Fucking do it.
I might go check it out. Go in my Giants garb, tear some shit up. Maybe wear the Bonds jersey.
Oh god.
The Bonds
Crowd
jersey.
favorite.
It is a crowd favorite, but let's talk from a Giants fan perspective of what's not a crowd favorite. All right, first their offense. Over the last 14 days, their offense is clipping at a OPS plus of 79.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yikes. Um, that is just part of the story because what's even worse probably is the pitching. That hasn't the pitching staff. I had these stats pulled up and my screens aren't cooperating. That's why I sound like a fucking idiot right now. Okay, here we go.
I'll leave that all in.
Over the last 14 days, their ERA is a 4.29. Now I'm going to put this in perspective for everyone because if you go back out a month, this is how bad they have been over the last 2 weeks. If you go back out a month, the ERA's 3.45. Now, so you're taking an average. It's climbed
Oh
almost
wow.
of an entire run. You're calculating the stats in if you it's a run less. That's how good they were at the beginning of the month or at the end of July into the beginning of August, and how bad they've been since.
Yikes.
I just nothing is working. Maybe this is them hitting a bump in the road. I don't know, but it's going to take a drastic swing to get this going the right direction. They're 3-7, in their last 10. They've now find themselves. I mean, we already had talked a few weeks ago about how they probably didn't at the trade deadline. They didn't make any drastic moves because they never really saw themselves as they only saw themselves as wild card contenders. But that's
Right.
in jeopardy now too because
You're
they
still
had
in
a
the
three
wild
and a
card, but there's
yeah they had a 3.5 game lead. It's down to like a game. The Diamondbacks are in contrast 7-3 in their last 10 and are only a game behind the Giants for one of that wild card spot.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks aren't going away. I thought they kind of stumbled there for a minute. I thought that was it, but they're still hanging in there. So that's surprising.
I think when we last talked, the Giants were like 8 games out. They're 11.5 out of the division
Yeah,
now.
division's over, but the
The
wild
division's
card is
over
it.
for sure. The Dodgers have just turned it on and not looked back. They're 9-1.
Fucking
Part of it
Mookie.
thanks to Lance Lynn too.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Has he given up a earned run yet in a
I
Dodgers
think
uniform, or
maybe one,
maybe
maybe
one?
one.
Night and
What's so
day.
weird is he was throwing a ton of fastballs with the White Sox and getting killed.
Mm.
It's not weird. I think it's a change of division, to be honest. He's throwing more fastballs than he was even before with the White Sox. And and having huge success in the NL right now. So I don't know, weird shit. But anyway, I'm the Giants were my bright spot in the season, and that is no longer. I I I just don't see a reverse of the trend. So the
Yikes.
Cubs, you know what? It's there for you for the taking to even put a stronger hold on this in the upcoming weeks. Hopefully I will go and watch one of those games. But yeah, I mean, I I kind of hate baseball right now.
Yeah, you've got a bad baseball juju going on right now. I can understand. I can see why you're down on it because it's a frustrating time for your teams. Usually, having two favorite teams in an American League and a National League, one's usually up and the other's down, or they're both okay, but they're not both struggling. At least, I mean, you're still in the wild card hunt. It's a rough couple of weeks, but I think they might be able to figure it out, hopefully. But I need to keep you interested in this thing to keep this podcast going. So I'm kind of rooting for the Giants, although the Cubs have now taken a 2-0 lead, so they might be in first place in the A-hole standings for the first time this season by
Holy
tomorrow.
shit.
So
Holy shit.
crazy.
Word Hole Media.